Hello everyone and welcome back to English Classes Online. I am your host Benjamin, and in today's video we are going to look at essential grammar rules every secondary school student should know. For those of you who are preparing to sit for your West African Senior School Certificate Examination or other related school certificate examinations such as NECO, NABTEB, or even those who are going to sit for the JAMB exams. In all these exams, English language is compulsory. And for you to do well in any English exam, you need to know the essential grammar rules that will help you to be grammatically correct, both in your essay writing and in answering grammar questions, and so on and so forth. So essential grammar rules every secondary school student should know. That is the topic of today's video. So let's get started right away. Rule number 1, subject-verb agreement. Your subject and verb, all right, your subject and verb must agree in number. That means if your subject is singular, your verb must be singular too. And if your subject is plural, your verb must be plural. For example, all right, the cat runs. The cat runs. Here, well, let's get back to there. Here, cat is singular. Okay, so you can see it here. Cat is singular. So runs is also singular. The singular subject is cat. The singular verb is runs. Take note that a singular verb in English has S, contrary to a singular verb, a singular noun that doesn't have an S. When you talk about one boy, it has no S, but the plural has S, 2 or more boys. This is different in nouns. The one with the S is the singular, okay? The cat runs because it is one cat, therefore the verb has S. The cat runs. Now, when you now have cat with S, what happens? The cats run, okay? The cats run, okay? So when you now have S in the noun, then S is removed from the verb. That's how it works. The cats run. The cat runs. The cats run. The cat runs. So cats is the singular verb, the singular subject, and then run is the, cats is the plural noun, and run is the correct plural verb. So the subject-verb agreement stipulates that a singular subject takes a singular verb, while a plural subject takes a plural verb. Okay? Take note of the rule. Rule number 2, proper use of tenses. Very, very important. Most secondary school students, of course, during my days as a teacher and as a head teacher, I have always come across these errors in students' essays. All right? And one of the areas in which students commit grammatical blunders is in the use of tenses. They misuse the tenses. They use the tenses wrongly. So here, you need to ensure that you use the correct tense for the correct time frame you are discussing. Present tense for current actions, past tense for actions that have already happened, and future tense for actions that will happen in the future. Okay? Now let's look at examples here. Let's look at examples here. Let's look at examples. She walks to school. This is present. She walks to school. She walks to school. This is present. Okay? And then the next one, she walked to school when you are talking of the past. For example, yesterday, she walked to school. That is past. And the next one, she will walk to school. This is future. For example, if you are talking about tomorrow or any time in the future, she will walk to school. She will walk to school. Okay? Now, it becomes a grammatical error when you are talking about a present action and then you use a past tense, or you are talking about a past action and you use a present tense. That will result in ungrammaticality. Rule number 3, correct use of punctuation. This is also really very important. Punctuation marks are essential for clarifying the meaning of sentences. Use periods to end statements. Okay, question marks for question and exclamation marks to show strong feelings or emphasis. Don't forget commas for lists or to break up clauses in a sentence. Now let's look at examples. Okay, let's look at examples. The first example, I bought apples, oranges, and bananas. Take note of the comma in the comma after apple. You can see it here. After apples, you have a comma. After oranges, you have another comma. And then bananas, then you have a full stop. Okay? So that's exactly the way it is done. All right? Now, take note of the fact that the commas separate the items in the list. Okay? I bought apples, comma, oranges, comma, and bananas. Okay? So that's exactly the way it is done. This brings us to rule number 4, the role of articles. There are 3 articles in English: a, an, and the. A and an are indefinite articles, okay? Used when you are not referring to something specific, okay? Then, on the other hand, the is a definite article used when referring to something specific, okay? Now, let's look at examples here. I saw a movie. I saw a movie. This is not referring to a particular or specific movie. I saw a movie refers to any movie in particular. Any movie at all can be any movie. Well, now let's look at the second example. I saw the movie. Here, there is a specific movie that the speaker is referring to. Did you see the movie? When such a question is asked, it means that both the speaker and the listener know exactly the movie that is being referred to. I saw the movie. So if the answer from the listener is I saw the movie, it means that the listener saw the particular or specific movie that the speaker referred to. Okay? Now, this brings us to rule number 5, avoiding double negatives. Avoiding double negatives. In English, 2 negatives make a positive, So using double negatives can create confusion. So you need to stick to a single negative to convey your point clearly. Now, let's look at specific examples of what we are talking about. Okay? Look at the first example here. It is incorrect to say, I don't know nothing about it. And often you hear people speaking in this manner. I don't know nothing about it. I don't know nothing about it. Okay, this is incorrect because don't is a negative. Nothing is a negative. So here you have a double negative. So when you say, I don't know nothing, now literally it means you know something. I don't know nothing. Okay, double negative. So, but then it creates confusion. Okay, now what's the correct thing to say? All right, I don't know anything about it. That's the correct way to put it. I don't know anything about it. Okay, this brings us to rule number 6, proper use of pronouns. This is another area in which some second language users of English commit grammatical errors, particularly secondary school students. All right, if you read through their exam scripts, you find a lot of these grammatical errors, and these errors cause them to lose a lot of marks, and in some cases result in poor grades. That's why we are discussing this, to help you to master the grammar rules and then be able to use English correctly to score high in your English exams, and even to communicate effectively in your everyday use of English. Okay? Rule number 6, proper use of pronouns. Okay? Now, make sure pronouns agree in number and person with the nouns they replace. This is where the error comes, when there is a discrepancy between the pronouns you are using and the nouns they replace. You know that pronouns are words used in place of nouns. Okay, so let's look at the examples, and then you'll be able to understand where these errors are coming from. Now, it is incorrect, for example, to say or write, each student should bring their book. Each student should bring their book. Now, each is a singular subject. Each student. So each student should bring their book. So there is the pronoun that now replaces each student. And each student is singular, but there is plural. Although one may argue that in modern use of English, people argue that to be gender correct, I mean, you can use the plural pronoun to replace singular nouns when the gender is not known. So you can find a lot of people speaking or writing in this way today. Well, let's use a better example so that you will understand. For example, when you say John should bring their book, that is incorrect. When you say John should bring their book, it's totally wrong grammatically. The correct thing is John should bring his book. His should replace John. John should bring his book. Mary should bring her book. John and Mary should bring their books. Okay? So that's exactly the way it is done. So talking about this particular one, it is correct to say each student should bring his or her book. Each student should bring his or her book, and his or her book will take care of the gender. You don't know whether the student is male or female, so you can use his or her book. This is to maintain agreement. Okay? This brings us to rule number 7, correct use of adjectives and adverbs. Okay? Adjectives describe nouns, whereas adverbs describe verbs. Adjectives, of course, adjectives describe nouns, take note of that, whereas adverbs describe verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. So you need to ensure that you use them appropriately. This is very important. So let's now look at some examples. Okay? She is a quick runner. She is a quick runner. The adjective here is quick, describing the runner. She is a quick runner. All right? Now, the second one concerns adverbs. She runs quickly. So when you say she runs quick, that is incorrect because you are using an adjective to describe a verb. Only an adverb can describe a verb. Quickly here, in the second example, describes the verb runs. She runs quickly. In the first example, quick describes the noun runner. She's a quick runner. But in the second example, quickly is an adverb describing the verb runs. She runs quickly. So when you use quick to describe a noun, instead of using quick, when you use quick to describe a verb, which should describe a noun, then that is a grammatical error. Or when you use quickly to describe a runner, she's a quickly runner, is incorrect. She runs quick is incorrect. She's a quick runner is correct. She runs quickly is correct. Okay? This brings us to rule number 8, correct use of prepositions. So we are looking at the various rules, okay? Now, prepositions are used to show relationship between a noun or pronoun and any other verb, any other word in the sentence. They express ideas, okay, such as place, time, or direction. For example, if you say, the book is on the table, the book is on the table, okay? The book is on the table, okay? Or you can say, dessert is served after dinner. So in the first sentence, on is the preposition. In the second one, after is the preposition, okay? Then, of course, you have other prepositions such as in, at, and so on and so forth. There are, for example, he lives in Lagos. He lives in Lagos. Let's meet at the restaurant, or let's meet at the bookshop, or let's meet at the library, okay? You can use at also to talk about time. The meeting starts at 4 p.m. The meeting starts at 4 p.m. Rule, of course, let's look at using WH questions in conversations, okay? Using WH questions in conversations. That is really one other area in which students commit blunders. And apart from that, you know, there are other areas. Let's look at example 1. Okay, person A. Okay, let's look at person A. Who is your favorite footballer? This is a conversation now between person A. Let's now look at person B. In response, person B says, my favorite author is, well, this is a typo here. My favorite footballer is Cristiano Ronaldo. So take note of the blunder here. Okay, it's a typo, all right? The answer is my favorite footballer is Cristiano Ronaldo. Okay? Example 2, take note. Person A, what did you eat for breakfast? What did you eat for breakfast? Person B then answers, I had a plate of beans and some fruit. Okay? I had a plate of beans and some fruit. Now take note of the fact that you have WH questions. WH questions. That's exactly what we are looking at. Who is your favorite footballer? What did you eat for breakfast? So take note of this. Example 3, person A is asking now, when is your flight to London? Take note of another WH word or question. When is your flight to London? Person B then answers, my flight is next Tuesday at 11 a.m. Okay? So take note of these rules when using WH questions. Okay? And this, of course, when writing, you need to make sure to stay consistent with verb tenses unless of course, where you have a valid reason to change them. Don't mix tenses. Okay, this is very important. Examples: it's incorrect to say she was walking and then she runs. Now look at the error when there is inconsistency in the use of tenses. She was walking, past, and then she runs. She was walking is, past continuous tense. And then she runs, simple present tense. So this makes it incorrect. So the correct thing is she was walking and then she was running, or she started running. Okay? You need to be consistent in your use of tenses. Then let's look at rule number 10, parallel structures. Parallel structures. Use the same pattern of words to show equal importance. This helps improve clarity and readability. That's the rule of parallel structures. Use the same pattern of words to show equal importance. This helps improve, clarify, to help you to make your communication clear, to convey meaning with clarity. It helps improve clarity and readability. Okay? Let's look at some examples. For example, it is incorrect to say, I like reading, writing, and to jog. You see the inconsistency there. Reading, writing, they are similar. They are the same pattern of words. But to jog is a different pattern. So the correct thing is to say or write, I like reading, writing, and jogging. So make sure you are consistent when you are using word patterns. This is another area in which students commit grammatical blunders. Okay, this brings us to the end of today's lesson. Of course, to recap, we have actually been talking about grammar rules, okay? Essential grammar rules every secondary school student should know. And we have gone through them from rule number 1 to rule number 10, and we saw various examples. I hope you enjoyed today's lesson, and I hope you learned quite a lot that will help you to avoid grammatical blunders. If you are new to this channel, kindly subscribe to the channel, because that is the only way to encourage us to create more videos that will be helpful to you and to others who need to learn the use of grammar, in the use of correct grammar, how to improve your English grammar. Okay, make sure you share the video if you enjoyed this video, and ensure that you share it with your friends and relatives. Like the video as well, as a form of encouragement to us, to motivate us, to encourage us. And of course, these videos are uploaded free of charge, and the only way you can really encourage us to keep doing this is to subscribe to the channel and like the video and share the video. One important thing, don't forget to click on the bell icon in order to activate the notification system, so that whenever I upload a new video on the channel, you will be notified instantly. That will ensure that you won't miss any new video that I upload on this channel. Once again, I want to say a big thank you to you for tuning into the channel and being part of today's episode. I look forward to seeing you in the next class. Goodbye for now, and remain blessed.